Welcome to Deep Dive Daily.
Good morning, Andy. And a good morning to everyone who handicapped the NBA Finals correctly to this point, which does not include me. I have all over the fucking place. I have no idea what I'm watching. I don't know if it's because I'm kind of checked out, or if it's literally just that the Pacers are an impossible handicap. But I just, even watching the first quarter yesterday, I was like, oh, graded a winner. Like, this is over. Like, the Thunder are just gonna roll these guys. Like, go get the go polish the Larry O'Brien. This thing is over. No. Benedict Mathurin was amazing. All of the role players were amazing. I owe Obi Toppin a sincere apology. He apparently can play. TJ McConnell was excellent. Ultimately, if the role players are going to do that, then the Thunder are in trouble. And I mean, the bigger takeaway, even more obviously, was SGA looks like he is out of gas. So where's the offense coming from? The problems we saw in game one, where the offense looked broken, were very much present in the fourth quarter of game three. So we're kind of back to where I felt like after watching them lose game one, where I was like, Thunder are in trouble. So congratulations to them on winning by 30 points in game four, I guess. I don't know, Andy. You got any picks?
Yeah, I didn't watch the game.
Okay.
Sorry. I had a long day.
And most of America, by the way. Have you seen the ratings?
Yeah, I know. It was a long day with the volleyball stuff. And then actually, Jesus, daughter gets home from volleyball camp all day, has wrestling practice. And I was, kind of gassed for being outside all day. Like, I did a lot of walking around. I just kind of laid around, and I didn't feel like watching basketball at all. So just kind of had a chill night, played with a little more golf numbers, getting ready for the big U.S. Open. Am I cutting out, or are you cutting out?
You're not cutting out.
Okay.
Am I?
Let me know in the chat if Drew is. Drew's video just pops off.
Really?
So your video is clear as a bell. Your audio is clear as a bell, but every once in a while it just goes black. Maybe it's just me. Huh. Yeah, this, and Noonan and I were talking. Okay, maybe it's just StreamYard being dumb then. Noonan and I were talking. This is about as easy as it'll play because it'll be soft. It'll be soft this morning. So some players taking advantage of that, and we got a few pretty decent scores to start the day. I'm cheering against Bryson for one and done purposes. JJ Spawn, here we go. I talked a bunch about Gary Woodland on the video with Noonan on Tuesday. Didn't bet him. Of course, he's 3 under a second. I don't foresee him.
Is JJ Spawn going to hit a bogey free round right off the bat?
Can you imagine?
Many are asking. I will say that
he already played 18. He played the toughest hole.
Yeah, I would say that JJ Spawn being your first round leader really feels like deja vu all over again. Like, how many times has he done this? It feels like if you stacked every golfer's general strokes gained in round one versus 2 through 4, the biggest disparity would be JJ Spawn on tour. So him being up in the mix is pretty damn, why didn't I bet that? But just out of if you were curious, the Bet the Process Calcutta went off last night, and I was the what do you call it, auctioneer, I guess.
Auctioneer.
Always fascinating.
Tough job.
Based on talking to the world's golf sharps, apparently your favorite should be Scotty Scheffler. Not sure if you know who that golfer is, but he went for the biggest price of everyone in the pool. You want to guess what proportion of the total pot he went for?
27.
It was only 8.5%. Okay. Only 8.5% of the total pot. Which I suppose
it's not just winning outright. There's a lot more calculus.
Oh yeah, I think the winner gets like 20-ish% or something like that. So it would be this is as big of a percentage of the pot for the favorite as I've seen in all the years they've done this. 84K for Mr. Scheffler in this one. Your second choice was Bryson DeChambeau, then John Rahm. And DeChambeau and Rahm really kind of on a tier by themselves and among your second choice there. A lot of support for Xander Schauffele. A lot of support for Joaquin Niemann. The pool was cold on Thomas, Rory, McIlroy, and Cantlay relative to where they sort of rate and rank. Pool was hot on Ludwig as well. So that's all I got. I'm cheering this week. I want somebody not among the favorites to win.
Yeah, I'm cheering for the course first and foremost. Tough start for him. But secondly, I'm kind of with you there too. I want a new
we just need the course to get to the weekend, Andy.
Yeah, not just a new like someone who's not one of the elite names, but someone who's never won a major before. I would like to see that. So cheering against most of the big names. It's about as least confident I've ever come into a golf tournament. Not only have it been ice cold, but just like trying to figure out who's going to play either into form or continue. Some of these guys, you see it where it's like, oh, this guy's in form. Yeah, but he hasn't played a course like this. And then you have a ton of guys who don't need to play into form or don't need form to play well. So it was a tough one. I took some shots and just going to have a fun week, enjoy it, make some pierogies.
I like it. Well, I'm excited for pierogi cooking show tomorrow. So we're like the doldrums of sports are finally kind of coming out of it a little bit. We got Stanley Cup Finals Game 4 tonight, Game 4 of the NBA Finals tomorrow night, and then I think there is hockey on both. There's hockey on Saturday, basketball on Sunday. So we're gonna get a nice little. Oh no, there's no basketball on Sunday, is there?
No, but you have final round of golf.
Oh, I hate it. They set this NBA Finals up so there's no basketball at all this weekend. Oh my God, Friday only, huh? Ugh, yuck. All right, so be it. You got any thoughts on the hockey tonight? Did the Oilers it feels like they're down 3-1. They're only down 2-1.
I know that
really
that's well put. That's well put.
It
did feel like such an ass beating that they're just like it's going to bleed over into this game.
Yeah,
and
Stanley Cup is in the building. Not really though, because it's 2-1. The Panthers are healthy favorites though.
Yeah, I mean, it checks out. There's so much veteran leadership on the Oilers. It feels like a nice bounce back game. I know that they win, but I'm saying like they keep it respectable here. You can't have 2 games like that in a row.
There's two problems.
Stars, yeah.
And again, I'm not a hockey bettor, so fuck do I know. The ability for the Panthers to put the Barkov ice on to match the Barkov line on to match McDavid's line at the end of these games because they're at home feels important. They've totally neutralized that line, I think. And so I just in general, like that feels like a pretty healthy advantage for the Panthers. And then as somebody in the Discord noted, the fact that they're not as able to rely on the power play, and when they are on the power play, the Oilers are just not as effective against this Panthers team because they're so good, so disciplined. Yeah, this life is hard right now for the Oilers. So my general read is that they are in trouble, and I think we've seen some fascinating aggressive betting on Sam Bennett in the Conn Smythe market. Conn Smythe is coming home, Andy. Coming back to the United States, probably on, I'm guessing, a Canadian player in Sam Bennett. You gotta guess.
You know what? I had to look up where Draisaitl was from, and I felt foolish.
Is it Finland?
No.
He's not Finnish?
No.
Draisaitl?
I don't. Just say that. Close your eyes and say the name.
Draisaitl. Is he German?
Yes.
Oh.
That's why I felt stupid because I'm just like, is this guy like Czech or is he? Where's this guy from? And then it's like, oh, that's a pretty German name.
Well, the Panthers, I think, are pretty rightfully in good shape.
Well, if this is similar to your Oklahoma City Thunder proclamations,
Congratulations, Oilers.
We're heading back 2-2.
Get ready for Game 7.
Get ready. Yeah, that was. I mean, I caught highlights. I just didn't tune into the game, and I mean, I saw a good tweet, and I don't know if it was true because again, I don't handicap NBA. I didn't watch the game, but someone said that they weren't using a lot of the shot clock, and he said they were trading like decent shots early instead of trying to find great shots late.
And
it was helping.
Thunder?
No, the Pacers, and it was helping because that's where you ended up with the big or less of a turnover disparity. Said, they weren't holding the ball long and ending up with some turnovers late in the shot clock, trying to find the perfect shot. They were finding good enough shots early, and they're making them. And I don't know, that checks out.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I just felt like the role players were running hot. I don't know that it's more complicated than that. Benedict Mathurin was like 9 of 11 at one point. So yeah, I under made it home somehow. Forgot I bet that, but that was I felt lucky because again, watching that first quarter, I was like, oh my God, the Thunder are going to have 130 points here, and no, they did not end with 130. If you were keeping track. Sam, let's talk a little football. Someone who just did some Giants prep. I'm just going to warn you guys, you might want to get that preview pod out of the way early. That's a great comment because I haven't really thought hard about which divisions and what order we want to do it this year. Do you want to stick with division by division the way we always do it, or should we mix it up for something fresh?
I mean, we could scattershot it. We could spin a fucking wheel. And decide
what's timing? Should we go back to afternoons so that we don't have any type of time constraints? Like how should we?
I'm fine with that. I like doing afternoons for these preview pods.
Okay. I got to get my my season long situational graphic done. I haven't done that yet. I've even started.
Got a month.
I guess.
We actually, truthfully, we're starting previews pods in like 3 weeks. It's crazy.
Not that far away.
No, I've been doing some prep, and yeah, the Giants. That's a good call out though. The Giants roster is bad. It's a bad football team, probably.
Yeah.
We'll see how the best laid plans of mice and men go in New York. It just feels like the big question around the Giants is: are we going to have to deal with Jordan Hudson in town? Are we going to hire Belichick? What's the big hire? Who are you hiring if you're the Giants? Let's just say 6-11.
You want my prediction?
Who do they hire next year?
I think they go back to
McAdoo?
the same playbook they ran last time. It's bring in Brady, offensive coordinator for the 16-1 Buffalo Bills.
That's probably not the worst call.
Yeah.
He got looks. He got looks in the last round. It's probably one of the. I bet if you go to the list of all the guys who got looks and calls and interviews, it's just somebody from there. Saleh. I don't know. I don't know how the powers
Joe
that be
Brady
feel about.
They talked themselves into Joe Brady developing Jackson Dart. That's kind of my feel. Back to the Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator talent pool. That is upstate New York. That is the what do you call it? That's the minor leagues for Giants coaching. That's their talent pool.
I like that. Let's go with that one.
Belichick would be hilarious. I don't think he's coming back to the NFL. I think he's done. We'll see. I don't have a lot of thoughts on the Belichick situation other than I'm kind of surprised. Sick of it. Yeah. And I mean, but at the same time, like, he could do whatever he wants. He wants to squander his legacy like this in his 70s. Fine. This is how you want to be remembered.
It's the thing. Like, if your buddy who is like 20, let's say he's just out of college, Maybe he's had a few girlfriends, and I don't know. Imagine the Rachel Harris character from The Hangover. Rachel Harris, that was dating Ed Helms in the original Hangover.
Man, I don't remember Rachel Harris.
She's
No.
Ed Helms is the guy who pulls his tooth out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
He
I
has that
remember Ed
awful
Helms,
girlfriend.
obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so he has the awful girlfriend, Rachel Harris. She's a comedian.
Oh, okay.
Worth a rewatch. It still holds up.
Okay.
I mean, there's a few. I mean, it's problematic, but it's The Hangover.
Okay.
Either way, just imagine an awful girlfriend. Like, if you're buddy and you're in your 20s, you have an awful girlfriend, and she's gonna ruin his life. Like, you gotta intervene. It's like maybe Saving Silverman was a much better analogy because that entire movie is about that.
Sure.
Rather than just one small part of a hilarious comedy. On the other side of that, if your great grandpa is getting 25-year-old trim, she can tell him to do whatever. I don't care. Good for you. Good for you. Let her run your life. I don't care. That's amazing, buddy. You've done it. Doesn't matter. So I'm fine with Bill giving her all his money and doing whatever she says and getting weird with it. So that's the final take on Belichick for me.
Okay.
It makes a big difference. He's 100 years old, man.
We are in this weird kind of times, this weird, kind of cultural moment where it kind of feels like they're like, what is it? Just no headline is bad really for you, right? Like if you are just culturally, if you have a modicum of cultural awareness, it is potentially valuable, right? And I would say that the idea of an NFL coach, no matter this, we're not that far removed from this guy being in the head coach of a Super Bowl team, and if he had just kind of ridden off into the sunset, he would have just completely lost his cultural, his, where he stands on the, where he stands in kind of cultural awareness. But with all of this going on, he has definitely kind of put himself firmly in the discussion, even being the head coach of the UNC Tar Heels.
I feel like he was doing it the year before though too. Without her, he was still doing it, just doing as much media as he was doing. Which honestly,
did you see any of that? Wasn't he like a weekly show with Peyton Manning? Did that just completely flame out?
I mean, he did 20 things, and honestly, the only good thing was Manning cast appearances. The Manning cast guests, for the most part, aren't good. I just want to hear Peyton Manning say stuff. And
do you
be smart? It's fun.
You watch it?
Yes,
I planning for him doing a show at that same time. So I'm surprised by this news.
I usually have Manning cast on when it's available. Manning, it's like what we loved about Tony Romo early.
So when we would click done at the end of the third quarter or whatever of Monday Night Football,
often I'd go back to Manning
flip on and watch the end of the game on the Manning cast.
If it's available, I'd watch that over the regular broadcast almost every time. I'd get mad when I'd forget it.
Okay.
Because I often did forget it, but
because it wasn't on every Monday Night Football. They did it sporadically, which made it tough to track him. So I didn't even really ever get into it.
Yeah, he's super insightful when it comes to breaking down what's happening, and that's fun. It's good. It's good content. And then it's hey, but here's Pat McAfee's gonna make fart noises instead of that for part of it. It's or even some of the the fun people I wanted to see. It's just let them talk football, you guys. That's the fun part. Or even the brother dynamic was pretty fun. I don't care for Eli. No. Eli's grown on me a little.
Okay, interesting. This is news to me. I never knew this. You never brought up anything funny you saw or sent me any kind of good.
Well, there wasn't. I'm not there for the laughs. I just
you want the insight.
I like it when the best part is the one where he's trying to call timeout from his. That's what I enjoy when he's watching the game and they're screwing up something and he's
and he knows it and it's clear.
You can see 15 years. When did he retire? 2000.
Oh man.
When was that Broncos?
16.
16. So he's 10 years retired. It's killing him inside. That part's fun.
I mean, my entire brain is what do you call it? My time clock is completely thunderfucked by the pandemic, so I don't really know. But apparently, his last year as quarterback was 2015, so it has been a 10-year gap from him. So wow, we haven't seen him since 2015 on the field, and in that year he only started 9 games, and that was a very sad state of affairs. His,
you know what year was also bad that people.
He won the
forget?
Super Bowl 2015, and then he rode off in the sunset.
Yeah, his arm. That was a very good defense, and he had a good surrounding cast and a good coach. Like
If
his arm was pretty noodly at that point.
How fucked is my brain? If I had said it was his last start of all time in the Super Bowl, would you have known the answer is yes?
Yeah, I said that he won with the Broncos, and that was it.
That was the last game he ever started.
Yeah, his arm was not there anymore.
It was a piece of spaghetti, and that was on February of 2016. So that'll be 10 years coming up this February. Wow.
And they beat the
Panthers. Yeah. He was 13 of 23 in that game, Andy.
It was a very bad Super Bowl. Unless you're like some diehard Broncos fan, you're just like super pumped, or you had Broncos alts, I guess. But like,
yeah,
that was a bad game. Right from the get-go.
You got to guess at his air yards per attempt in that game.
3.1.
4.1. Good guess.
Okay.
That was
a great guess.
He got sacked 5 times.
He wasn't exactly mobile either at that point. Like he never was fast, but I mean he was even slower. So
he had 2 turnovers. Man, that's why maybe this is such this is not a memorable moment, I guess, is that this was a fucking bad game for him. He got sacked 5 times. He fumbled twice. He lost 1. He threw a pick. His air yards were 4.2 per attempt. That was all defense. Unreal.
Oh, that was the Panthers Super Bowl, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Seattle one. That one sucked. That was the opposite result, I guess.
The Seattle one was the one where the safety cashed in the first play.
Immediately.
The first score was safety. Safety, yes, was the first score.
Yeah, they were the 4th best defense as far as points allowed that year. It was a good defensive squad.
Yeah, so I guess here's what I thought. For Belichick to go from the cultural importance that he had as the all-time Super Bowl era winning coach to the undisputed greatest coach of all time to like a media guy that was doing a million things and none of it was really landing. And I guess I'm really not sure I understood why a Manning Belichick collaboration, like doing X's and O in football, like why wasn't there an audience for that? Why did that get buried on like ESPN2 at like 9 p.m. on a fucking Friday? Right?
He's pretty dry. I mean, it's not
still like if there's no audience for that, then people want to hear fucking Stephen A. Smith make proclamations about guys.
It's the same thing. It's the same people that are like
Rodgers and Pat McAfee every week.
Yeah, it's the same people that are like living and dying on this poker scandal. Like it's the same thing, Drew.
It's weird.
They just want that.
Instead of
Bill Belichick, which is crazy.
Yeah,
I'm still stuck. I'm still stuck on this Broncos team. Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Malik Jackson, Shaq Barrett, Shane Ray.
It was a good team.
It was a pretty good team. Aqib Talib, Chris Harris, Danny Trevathan.
Yeah, they had some talent on that.
Other Brandon Marshall.
Aqib Talib. Did you say him?
Aqib Talib, yeah.
He was solid.
TJ Ward at strong
snatching
safety.
Aqib Talib snatching chains. Really good team. Anyway,
Manny Sanders.
Final thought on Belichick. He's put himself back into cultural relevance, which is something. Which in a vacuum, if you said a guy gets fired from his NFL coaching job, doesn't make it in the media, it is now the head coach of an ACC football team. Like you would say that trajectory would mean he has less and less relevance, but somehow he has more because of this relationship. So in today's day and age, that's worth something, I guess. Although I don't know, is this book a New York Times bestseller? Is anyone buying it? Is anyone reading it?
I haven't. I don't.
Did you even think about buying it?
No, I don't care for a lot of those. Like, unless it's actually about something. I don't know. Have you watched the Rebecca Ferguson thing on Apple TV, the Silo
No.
show?
Is it worth watching?
It's good. It's one of the. So that was one of the. I said this.
I need a new rec because I've cleared everything in my queue.
That was one of the first books I ever bought when I got a Kindle like 15 years ago.
Feels
and
a
I think it was because it was
Fallout
cheap.
adjacent.
What?
It feels too Fallout adjacent for me.
It does, but I don't know if it predated Fallout.
I think it probably did, right?
It might have. Fallout's a little more lighthearted. This is dark and grimy, and Rebecca Ferguson's very good. But no, the books are good. So I'm actually rereading the books. My wife is mad because I bought them instead of just on the Kindle that I already have. I bought them twice. I'm just supporting authors, you guys.
I love that. Your Friends and Neighbors, I'm through that, and I gotta tell you,
yeah, we talked about that. That's real good.
Here's my final rating for that. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Love spending time with John Hamm. Loved parts of it, particularly the build up. It felt like they had a great three episode arc, and then it got greenlit for a second season. They were like, "Oh shit, we can't tell the story we want to tell in one season. Now we got to make this longer." And
yeah, they're getting Twin Peaksed.
They got Twin Peaksed a little bit. And so that middle portion, it was literally like, what the fuck is happening? Move the plot. Give me something. Give anything here. And ultimately, the final episode I thought was fine, but there were some confusing moments in the finale.
The middle was repetitive. It was just the same. Like here's the same thing's going to happen if you.
There weren't confusing moments in the finale. Like I didn't understand what was happening. There were confusing moments where I was like, why did they decide? Why did they decide this? As far as I was confused why the showrunners made some plot decisions in the finale, but whatever. So be it. We'll get a season 2 and get to watch more John Hamm. I'm not giving away the ending by saying any of that. I would just telling you that, yeah, they could have used some notes. A lot of shows.
Should we start emailing people our notes?
Ooh, that's a good idea. Notes. Well, it's already too late by the time we get a chance to see it.
That's fair.
All right, let's call it
I'm still gonna start doing it. All right. Good luck to hockey, whatever you bet tonight.
Yes, Thomas Dietrich. Let's go, Thomas Dietrich. I have a little Dietrich in pocket. He's down to -3. Keep up the good work, Mr. Dietrich. I'm excited to see him make. You already gave it away, right?
What's that?
What you're cooking tomorrow?
Pierogies!
Yes! Are you going to make the onions with it?
Oh, yeah.
All right. I can't
How
wait.
have you had it with, like,